Okay, so every morning my mom would get up super early before we got to work. I used to have zero period in high school, and she would always get up early and make me, my brother, my sister breakfasts. And I always appreciated that about her. I know that she cared, and she always knew what was best for us and for the family. And one thing that she would always tell us is that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. She always made a point of emphasis to always eat your breakfast, always, because if not, she said there's gonna be a lot of bad things that happen today. She would always just tell us like little stuff like that, and that's always stuck with me. And what I want to talk about today is I want to persuade everyone to start eating breakfast. Breakfast, like I said, I feel personally is the most important meal of the day. Also, just because of my experiences and what my mom has told me. There's a lot of positives about breakfast. It gives you the energy to start your day. It keeps your mind mentally sharp. Powers up your brain, like I said. So today I want to persuade everyone to start eating breakfast, and I'm gonna do this by detailing what a well-balanced breakfast consists of, the negative side effects of not eating breakfast on a regular basis. I'm gonna do that, and the benefits of eating breakfast, and also some breakfast ideas and tips. So I'm going to start off today with a quote. This is from Jan Sheehan of healthyeating.com. She goes on to say, breakfast is often called the most important meal of the day, and with good reason. Like gasoline in your car, breakfast provides the fuel that you need to take on the challenge of your day. Breakfast powers up your body and your brain and reduces the risk of weight gain. Even a quick breakfast is better than no breakfast. And through my constant research, I found from this same article from healthyeating.com, I found that a healthy breakfast consists of at least one food item from these following groups: bread and grain, milk and milk products, and the fruit and vegetable products. The ideal breakfast in a perfect world would probably be like 3 eggs, a bowl of oatmeal, a piece of fruit, and a glass of water. That just provides all the nutrients that you need to start up your day and to power up your body. The best thing that you can have for breakfast is something with protein in it, especially if you're a really active person. If you work out a lot or if you're an athlete, you know that protein is essential to keep your body up to form. Now, when you don't eat breakfast, there's a lot of negative side effects. In a study done by at Harvard, they said that men who skip breakfast were 27% more likely to experience heart attack or to die as a result of coronary heart disease. Now, this study was done out of 27,000 men who they studied, who didn't eat breakfast and who did. And the reason for that is because when you don't eat breakfast, at night your body is already fasting. And then when you wake up in the morning, your body needs breakfast to be energized. And when you don't eat breakfast, it's called what they say, it's a prolonged fasting. And what that does is it disrupts your metabolism because it makes you later on, it makes you even hungrier. So later on in the day, it makes you want to eat more unhealthy stuff, eat more fat and junk food. That builds up insulin resistance and blood pressure problems as well. And then one also problem that other people have from our research was people who were attempting to lose weight. They viewed it as, oh, I'm not gonna eat breakfast in the morning, that means less calories. That's also not true because, like I said, it builds up insulin resistance. And then what they found is that later on in the day, you're gonna eat unhealthy, you're gonna eat more than what you're supposed to. So those are some of the negative side effects. Now the benefits of it are when you wake up in the morning and you eat breakfast, you're gonna have more energy throughout the day to perform basic activities. And especially, like I said, if you're an athlete, you need that energy to keep you going throughout the day. You have improved mental sharpness. And I don't know if you guys remember during high school when you're going to take your big test at the end of the year, teachers always encourage you to get up earlier and make breakfast and eat breakfast. And they say that because it's true, when you do eat breakfast in the morning, your mind is mentally sharper. You also, when you eat breakfast, you also gain less weight, and you just have better overall health. So some tips and ideas. What I encourage people to do, if you do want to start eating breakfast in the morning and you don't have time, I would say to wake up early. You wake up earlier and plan a day before what you're gonna make in the morning. That way you wake up knowing, oh, okay, I have this ready, I'm gonna make this, this, and that. One idea that I have is an omelet. An omelet's always a good idea for breakfast because you'll have your vegetables and your protein with your eggs, and it's fairly easy to make. And another tip that if you're gonna start eating breakfast, it's recommended to eat breakfast at least in the hour that you wake up. That way your metabolism is up to its peak and you'll feel better throughout the day. And before this speech, for the last week or so, I did it myself. I went like 4 days without eating breakfast and then 4 days to eat breakfast. And what I found myself is those 4 days where I didn't eat breakfast, I felt slumpy throughout the day. I felt like I was less energized. I got tired quicker. But when I did make breakfast, I just felt better overall. I had more energy. I felt like my spirit was higher, and I had better overall days, and I felt better about myself. I like to go to the gym at night, and then what I found in those 4 days where I didn't eat breakfast, my stamina wasn't there. I didn't perform as well, but when I did eat breakfast, I could tell the difference in the body. Like, it really does make a difference both mentally and physically. So today, what I went over is what a healthy breakfast consists of, what the negative and positive side effects of eating breakfast is, and some basic tips and ideas to get you guys wanting to eat breakfast. So I hope I persuaded you guys, and I hope you guys find it within yourselves to wake up 15-20 minutes earlier and prepare a good breakfast, and I hope that sets the tone for the rest of your days. And I hope you guys see that making breakfast and eating breakfast on a regular basis really does pay off for your health.
Leandra, what did you think?
Okay, so I'm going to start with the critiques and then I'll go to what I liked. It was a little distracting. You were kind of standing behind the chair the whole time when you were speaking, so that was distracting. It was a little hard to know when you were switching points, so maybe your transitions could have been a little bit more clear. Other than those two, those were like the two biggest problems, but I thought you had really good contact. You didn't really look at your note cards that much. You were looking at us most of the time. I like that you started your speech with personal experience. It really got my attention because my mom was the same way. Your claim was clear and you had a really clear preview. I liked that you gave us the tips. I thought you did really well with that, and as well as you actually did like experimented with it. So I thought that was really well played to your advantage.
Okay. Well, I'm going to agree with most of the things that you said. First thing I noticed, of course, is that you're standing behind the chair, kind of off to the side, and going, "What's going on there?" Are you suddenly frightened of us? I couldn't imagine that would be the case, but it looks a little bit like you're just kind of pulling away from us and disengaging. The eye contact thing, I think you're not dependent on the script, but I still think I get this impression that you don't really look up and engage people. It's more like, I know you're out there, and you're kind of keeping us in the top of your eyes as opposed to in the center of your eyes. And so we get contact, but it's an averted gaze as opposed to a direct gaze. And I think you could be a little bit stronger that way. I'd agree with the points that you made about using the personal stories. I think that helps quite a bit. I did think that there were a couple of places where the sources, the data that you're citing are they. You know, they say this or they report this, and I'm going, who are these people that know all these things, and why are we not getting more credibility from you based on a more complete citation? The one study that you mentioned, I thought that was good. You know, you get the 27,000 people that they studied, that was pretty solid. But a lot of the other things, there's not really any reference to where that information comes from and how authoritative it is. All right, and I did not ding you any points on this. It's just something I noticed. You've invented a word, quicklier. Did you hear yourself say that word? Yeah. Well, when you watch back, there was just you were trying to probably say faster, and you also said quicker, and you put them together, and it's quicklier. You know, so instead of quickly, it was quicklier, and that was just that should be a word. That sounds like something that ought to be a word. It isn't, but it sounds like it should be. All right. Thank you.